So, have you ever felt like you're playing that game, Calendar Tetris? Trying to slot in a meeting or, just a coffee catch-up?
Oh, constantly. It's that delicate dance, isn't it? How's Tuesday?
No, Tuesday's a nightmare.
Right, okay, Thursday.
Let me just check. Yeah, we've all been stuck in that loop, trying to nail down just one free hour.
It really is more than just moving blocks around on a screen, though. It's this constant negotiation, isn't it, of priorities, of just sheer availability. Our lives seem packed.
Totally packed. And, well, that's exactly why today we wanted to dive deep into this whole world of making appointments, arranging things, managing schedules. We're actually using a dialogue from an English lesson as our source material today.
Right.
But our mission isn't just the language. It's to pull out the mechanic, the hidden dynamics of how we actually schedule our lives, how we negotiate time.
It's interesting because this lesson, while it's about English, really lays bare the process. The offers, the polite no's, the back and forth, and then the really crucial confirmations. It's like a blueprint for coordinating, honestly, whatever language you speak. It gets to the core of it.
And there's a little twist in this dialogue we looked at, something that kind of subtly reveals a bit about human nature when we schedule things. It's quite funny, actually.
It really is. It highlights that unspoken stuff.
Yeah.
Because whether you're trying to get a doctor's appointment or pin down a big client meeting.
Or just meet a friend for lunch.
Exactly. The principles are the same. And hopefully understanding them can save you time, cut down on that scheduling stress, and just make things smoother.
Okay, so let's get into it. The scenario we pulled from the material starts with a phone call. Pretty standard stuff on the surface.
Right.
A woman, Julianne Horton, calls a place called Fairbrook Consulting. She wants to make an appointment with Miss McNeely, and her opening line is really direct, very effective. She says, "I'm calling to arrange an appointment with Miss McNeely."
That's great, isn't it? Straight to the point. No ambiguity. It just sets the stage immediately. This isn't just politeness. It's efficiency. Everyone knows why the call is happening, cuts down confusion.
That clarity is key right from the start. But, okay, what happens next? The person at Fairbrook asks, "What day were you thinking of?" And Julianne suggests, "How's Thursday? Does she have any time available then?"
And there it is. Available. That's the core currency here, isn't it? Availability.
Totally.
Being able to clearly say, "I'm available then," or ask, "Are you available?" It just cuts through so much potential back and forth. It's about making those open slots visible.
So after that initial check for availability, we often hear that phrase, right? Let me double check.
Yes, the double check.
The source material actually gives some good examples of how this is used. Like someone saying, "Let me double check my calendar. I'm tied up with some meetings until Wednesday, but I could make time Thursday afternoon."
And that double check, it's more than just confirming facts. It actually, it reduces anxiety, I think, for both people.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It signals you're being careful, you're managing expectations. It sort of projects reliability. It builds a bit of trust that the time you eventually agree on will actually stick.
Right. So back to Julianne. After the person at Fairbrook does their double check, they come back with, "Unfortunately, she's booked solid on Thursday."
Booked solid. Such a descriptive phrase.
It really is. It paints a picture, doesn't it? Complete unavailability.
Absolutely. It's concise. It's unambiguous, like the example in the source. My day is actually scheduled with back-to-back meetings. I'm pretty much booked solid until late afternoon.
Leaves no wiggle room for that day.
Exactly. It shuts down negotiation for that specific time very efficiently.
Okay, so Thursday's out. Miss McNeely is booked solid. The negotiation has to continue. The consultant then offers, "How does next Monday work for you?" But Julianne can't do Monday. She says, "Actually, I've got something scheduled on Monday." And there's our next key term. Scheduled.
Right, scheduled.
Yep.
It's different from just being busy. It implies a concrete plan, a prior commitment.
Like, we've got a client meeting scheduled this afternoon.
Precisely. It gives a sort of implicit reason for being unavailable without needing a long explanation.
Right.
It's polite but firm, manages expectations.
Okay, so Julianne has something scheduled Monday. She counters with, "Can she do Tuesday?"
Trying again.
And the consultant says, "Sure, Tuesday's perfect." Success. Or maybe not.
Oh.
Because then the consultant asks, "May I ask where you're calling from?" And Julianne replies, "Sure, Marin Financial Advisors."
And this is the moment, isn't it? The twist we mentioned.
This is it, because right after hearing Marin Financial Advisors, the consultant immediately says, Oh, actually, Tuesday's no good. Sorry about that.
You can almost hear the mental gears grinding, can't you?
Yeah.
Suddenly Tuesday isn't so perfect anymore.
Exactly. It's like Miss McNeely's calendar just spontaneously generated a conflict the second she heard the company name.
It's funny, but it really highlights how no good or booked solid might not always be about a genuinely full schedule. Sometimes it's strategic no.
A polite way of saying, not interested, or not a priority right now.
Precisely. And this isn't just a quirky anecdote. It's a real insight into that unspoken no. It makes you wonder, how often do we use these logistical phrases, book solid, something scheduled, when the real reason is something else entirely?
A different priority, maybe just wanting to protect your own time.
Yes, protecting time and energy from something that isn't a good fit. So the skill here isn't just knowing what phrases to use, but learning how to read between the lines sometimes.
And maybe how to use them yourself, gracefully, when you need to create that boundary.
Exactly. It's the social layer of scheduling. Recognizing that sometimes the logistics are masking a preference or a priority decision.
That's a really fascinating point. So knowing that this subtext exists, how do we use these phrases effectively? The source also gives us some good practical examples for just getting an appointment made.
It does. For initiating, it suggests something like, "Hi, I was wondering if you're available to meet up sometime this week."
That sounds quite gentle, open-ended.
It is. It invites collaboration rather than demanding a slot. It checks for general availability first. Then, if they say something like, "Thursday could work," you can narrow it down.
Right, like, do you have a specific time in mind? How about around 3 p.m.?
Exactly. A gradual refinement.
And if 3 p.m. doesn't work?
Then you offer an alternative. The source says, "I think I might be busy then. What about earlier in the day, like around 11 a.m.? It really shows that back and forth.
The negotiation. It's not just one person setting the time.
Not at all. Flexibility is key. If Monday is no good, you immediately pivot. How's Tuesday? If Tuesday's also out, what about Wednesday?
Using phrases like, how's day sound, or can you do day, to keep things moving.
Yes, it's that iterative process. You're probing for that shared window of availability.
And then finally, when you land on something that works for both sides, the confirmation.
Ah, yes. Absolutely crucial.
The source gives examples like, Wednesday works. All right, great. Wednesday's perfect. Or another one, that sounds perfect. So Thursday at 11 a.m. at the cafe near the park.
And the response, "Yes, that's right. I'll see you there." That seals it. It removes any doubt.
There's another great bit in the source about proactive confirmation too, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, this was brilliant. One person says, "I'll put that down too, just so everything's clear." And the other replies, "Same here. I'll add it to my calendar as well, and I'll double-check everything the night before just in case anything changes on my end."
Wow, that's thorough.
It really is.
Yeah.
That mutual confirmation, that preemptive double-check, it massively reduces the chance of mix-ups or no-shows. It's about shared responsibility, diligence.
It connects back to that idea of the double check we talked about earlier, building trust and reliability.
Exactly. And it acknowledges that things can change, which leads nicely into the final bit of etiquette.
Which is?
The agreement to communicate if plans do change. In the dialogue, they agree to give each other a heads up.
Right. Give each other a heads up. That's such a good phrase. It implies foresight, respect for the other person's time.
It does. It's about proactive communication, managing potential changes before they become last-minute problems. It's kind of the final polish on a well-arranged appointment.
So pulling this all together, what we've really done is equip you, the listener, with this toolkit for scheduling more effectively. We've seen the keywords available, scheduled, booked solid, and the flow, from the initial ask to the final confirmation.
And crucially, we've peeked behind the curtain a bit at how availability isn't always just about the calendar, but sometimes about strategic choices too.
Right. And mastering these phrases, understanding the nuances, it just leads to less confusion, doesn't it? More productivity, smoother interactions all around.
It really comes down to respect for time, your own and the other person's. Taking control of the schedule rather than feeling like it controls you.
So here's something to think about. Looking at your own schedule, your own habits, what's maybe one small change you could make? How you arrange things or how you confirm them? Could it create a bit more truly available time?
Or maybe think about adopting that double-check habit consciously. Could that ease any of those little background anxieties about upcoming stuff?
Or even, how clearly are you signaling your unavailability when you need to? Are you using booked solid strategically sometimes to protect your focus?
These small shifts in language and approach can genuinely make a difference.
Absolutely. So we really encourage you to listen out for these phrases this week, practice using them, notice how others use them, turn the ideas